This attacking system allows you to set up tons of different attacks. You can do barambolos, matrixes, inverted omoplata attacks, Marigali sweeps, and more. It's maybe one of the most versatile attacking systems in jiu-jitsu.
So if I was in closed guard, I could just grab both sleeves. If I feel my opponent is about to stand and open the guard, you can always get access to both sleeves like this. So from here, I'm just gonna unlock my legs and drop down. Most people, when you unlock your legs here, will put one leg forward. You can't control which one they put forward, but they will put one. If they don't, and they stand in more of a square stance, then it becomes easy to go back to chasing closed guard because their elbow and knee isn't connected. You can go for an ankle sweep, or it's very easy to shoot for triangle chokes and things like that. So we're going to assume that our opponent starts first by locking his elbow and knee together here, like this. So now let's look at the details of setting and locking in a good deep lasso. I'm going to get on my side a little bit so that I can actually go through. It can be a little bit difficult to go through if you're flat. Once I go through, I'm gonna shoot my leg in and focus on getting my foot behind his upper back here. The most important detail is how we set our fist on our thigh. So his main escape from the lasso is gonna be to loop his hand out. And if he gets his hand out, he can walk all the way up and break my grip. But you can see to actually be able to do that, he needs to be able to get my hand back here. So the main mechanism to lock this in is to get our fist on top of our thigh. So actually, once I set the deep lasso position, I like to take a little bit of slack back out of the sleeve so that I can lock my fist on my thigh. From here, if he tries to loop his hand, he can't do it at all. And even if he was to posture up and deadlift all the way in the air, it will stay locked in. I could even do this with 2 fingers. It's such a good locked position. So no matter how strong or athletic or crazy the guy is, if you set this right, they're not gonna just be able to explode out of it.
So the first attack systems we're gonna be looking at is based off when we deep lasso on the same side of the leg that our opponent is leading with. This gives a lot of different attack options, but first we're gonna focus on the power of what I refer to as tilt sweeps, which is basically where we use our deep lasso like a crowbar to wedge our opponent to one side and surprise and off balance them, making an easy sweep.
So now I set here, I get my fist on the thigh, and what I'm gonna do is while I'm still on this side tilt, I'm gonna look to catch the knee. For this technique to work, I need his weight to be a little bit more on this foot. So what happens is I go from here and I have both sleeves and I'm gonna look to catch this, and right when I catch this, I'm gonna actually release this sleeve because it allows me to extend my body further away and tilt and knock him all the way over. This is really shocking when you hit it at the right time. From here, usually I'll come up and try to catch this foot so that he can't stand back up. And now I can just release the sleeve very easily. I can just release, come up, and start passing from here. So another variation of this is I go through with the deep lasso, but now instead of trying to clip behind the knee, creating that buckle that we use to knock him over, I'm actually gonna leave the foot higher up in the armpit. And this is a slightly different sweep. It looks very similar, but it gives us the option for omoplatas and back takes later. So now what we're gonna do is when we go for this sweep, instead of dropping to the knee, I'm gonna release this, grab his ankle, and I actually lift off his hip with my right foot. So I have the sleeve, I go here, and all at the same time I lift and tilt out to the left side like this.